including this ride because this is rather a nice run over to Kirby Lonsdale, avoiding the B6254, which is a brown road running through over Kellett, Arkholm and Whittington, and arrives at Kirby Lonsdale eventually. This road leaves the A road at Burton in Kendal. It's the A6070, and whilst it's about maybe a mile and a half, 2 miles longer, it's a much quieter road, and the reason for that of course is because Burton in Kendal has very few inhabitants, and do they really want to go to Kirby Lonsdale? Not that often perhaps. On the right hand side there, that's Dalton Hall. That's the little lodge leads into Dalton Hall. Just across the road from that is Home Farm, which is also part of the Dalton estate, I presume. No, anyway, get back to what I was saying. Yes, I mean there are one or two of you, I'm sure, who would like to go to Kirby Lonsdale and on beyond, and I would suggest this road is a much nicer road. There's very little traffic ever on it. Coming back as I did on this Home Farm, coming back as I did from that ride last Sunday, I came back this way, and there were a couple of cars on it and a cyclist, but that was about it. And this is at about early in the morning on the Sunday, just after 8 o'clock. Cars on it, but nothing to be concerned over. And this ride, this part of it from Burton in Kendal over to Whittington took about 12 minutes, and that's riding about 35 miles an hour, absolutely no more than that, perhaps definitely not no more. So you can see that it's not a long journey, but it's so much more interesting than that B road, which is deadly dull. I think apart from one or two little areas, it's a deadly dull road, and I think actually it's narrower than this one, so I would recommend this. Now I'm just going to pull in here because my nose is running, so you might hear me sniffle. Anyway, I'll be much more comfortable when we set off again, trust me. Oh, someone put the lights out. It looks like we're ready to go off again. Nice bit of moss there on the left hand side on that wall. Now we do actually reach about 158 metres, the highest point on this road, so it does climb a fair bit, but that's all to the good because you do get wonderful views across to Barbon Fells and beyond. You can see, oh, there was a car there. Yes, you see Ingleborough and all the range of hills, not just at the moment, but we will do. Be patient. And as you can see, it's very nicely surfaced, and that white line down the middle is a nice guide. No grass down the middle of these roads. Well, this is a yellow road, so it's not actually marked on a map with any number. Whereas that brown road on the I was speaking about, which goes through Kellett and over to Kirby Lonsdale, that's Brown Road. So it should be bigger, shouldn't it? But actually it gets a lot of traffic. No, I don't like it much. There's a few nice twists and turns, which keeps one occupied. You can just see the fells and the hills over there now, can't you? high. They all run on, well that's, I presume that's probably those above Sedbergh, Foul Gills. They run up. My map doesn't actually cover that area in that sort of detail. I'm looking at a much smaller printed out piece of map to help me guide you along this route. Over on the left is Dalton Crags, Hutton Roof Crags, so it's all limestone country. And if you stay with us and you know who you are, there is a barn with some lovely rusted corrugated iron on the top, and that's on the left hand side as we approach towards the end of the road towards Whittington. Although I've noticed there's some nice corrugated iron on that one there actually. Perhaps that's a perfect combination. A stone barn with corrugated iron on top. We're running downhill now. It's rather nice, isn't it? Pleasant. Uphill again. I think that's what I like about it. There's so much variety on this road. It's not just a long straight road as the other one is. But I've gone on long enough about the other road. Let's enjoy this one. Right, what are we coming up to now? I think there is some habitation along here. Short one. And that's Johnson House. And there's actually a wood logging sort of area over on the right hand side. Quite where they've got all those logs from, I'm not too sure. There's loads of them. That's the road that would take you over to Hutton Roof and Hutton Roof Crags. And the sun's trying to break through. And this is a logging area over on the right hand side. So there's a fair bit of it. That's not mentioned on the map, surprisingly. Perhaps on a much larger scale it would be. And riding this way is quite interesting because you can see those hills, I think. You have to ride both ways if you're going to ride over the Kirby Lonsdale, but they're equally as interesting. Yes, given a bit more sunshine, especially over on those hills, that'd be rather lovely, wouldn't it? As you can see, we've been going for about 9 minutes, just over 9 minutes from when we turned off the A road at Burton and Kendal. And if you want to take this road, you just go on along that road, and just before you get to Burton and Kendal, there's a sort of a staggered crossroads. One on the left leads to the Yellens, and this one just takes you off to the right. It's actually signposted Hutton Roof. Drop down towards Whittington, and that's where the ride will end, at the crossroads, well not junction rather, in Whittington junction with the B road, which I've gone on quite long enough. As you can see, the road's narrowed a bit here, but it's still perfectly okay for a car to come down. Right, isn't it? Nice on a motorcycle. It's a personal choice. Tight bend here to the left. Off to the right takes you down to a farm, so don't go down there. So here we are, just on the outskirts of Whittington. And Whittington. Nice church over on the right hand side there. Very quiet on a Sunday morning at this time. And we're just coming up to the road junction, so I hope you've enjoyed this, and we'll see you again another time.